Today we're looking at a few new things. The most obvious ones are the introduction of the octave and the seventh. The octave basically means you're going to play the same note but one octave up. For example, start at the bottom of the violin, G. Third finger on the next string is also G. Yeah? Next one would be 1-4, both of them one tone higher for A, A. Next one would be B. But the next B is the first finger on the A string. Then C. And C. Second finger on the A string. So, the tricky thing is A, to get your fingers prepared for those octaves, but also definitely the string changes, to make them clean, to make sure there's not too many noises. Yeah, so that's the octaves. The sevenths are an interval that's one note smaller, so it was 0 to 3, so now we're going to go from 0 to 2, from G to F sharp. It's a dissonant. Yeah, or from A to G, 2 to 4. Yeah, and then here again we get this interval that goes across strings from C to B. So now my first finger is on the A string. Yeah, again you have this massive change of strings. You have to go across that D string without making any noise. Those are some of the things you have to pay attention to. Prepare your fingers ahead of time. Make sure you are aware that you're going to have to make this big change. Don't leave it to the last second to think about it, because if you make a fast movement, it's likely to cause accents or tension in your shoulder. Yeah. Now, on top of that, to build up to the octave is an arpeggio. Basically, an arpeggio is a broken chord. Yeah. 3-note chords in classical music is either a major third and then a minor third, or first a minor third and then a major third. But then to get back to the octave, you always add a perfect fourth on top of that. So all arpeggios, 3-note chords, not all, most of the arpeggios, 3-note chords, are going to be made of a major third, a minor third, and a perfect fourth, but in random following orders, because some chords start with a minor third, some start with a major third, but also an arpeggio does not have to start on the lowest note of the chord. So if we have a look at the first couple of arpeggios, let's play through the first line, so G, then we go major third to B, minor third to D, now we get back to G, yeah, now we do the octave. Now when we prepare for the next pattern, we have that seventh from G to A is a seventh. And the next arpeggio starts with a fourth from A to D. To F sharp is a major third, and then minor third to A. Did you notice that I need that first note? Again, the first note of that arpeggio was A, and when I do the octave, I need that low A again. So if you can, it's not always possible, but you can leave that finger behind. So you can play A, leave it down, plays the F sharp, and plays the A, and now your octave is already there. Next one we can do the same. B, D, was a minor third, by the way, a fourth to G, and now we have my second finger is still where it was. I place my first finger on the A string and have B, jump to G string, and jump back, then prepare C, and so on. Yeah, so as you can see, arpeggios come in very different shapes all the time, so you're going to have to read every single note. Yeah, it's a fixed pattern that there is an arpeggio, an octave, and a seventh. But the arpeggio is very diverse. It comes in all kinds of shapes and forms. It's always a major third, a minor third, and a fourth, but the following order of those three does change. Anyway, we're going to slowly play through and pay as much attention as you can to relaxing your shoulder on the right. Well, both of them really, but definitely for the big string changes. And also the thumb, yeah. Even though you leave fingers behind, don't squeeze too hard. Here we go. It's in 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Octave. Prepare the seventh. Leave one down. Major third. 4. The octave. And prepare the seventh. Leave 2 down. Big string crossing. Prepare the seventh. Prepare C. Open D. Plays a fifth on 1. Prepare seventh. And prepare the octave. And the seventh. Octave. And seventh. Big string crossing. Back. Prepare F sharp. And there you go. There's a lot of things you can prepare or leave behind, yeah? Maybe you've noticed sometimes I have to use the fourth finger instead of an open string, yeah? Just because if I use an open string, definitely on the way down, you can notice that a lot. I have to let go of my first note of the arpeggio, and I will need that note again. So sometimes it makes more sense to go from, for example, let's have a quick look. Yeah, from G. If I go for an open E, I had to lift my second finger. But I'm going to need that again later when I have the octave. So sometimes it's just easier to go use fourth finger. Yeah. Now when things are slow, you can let go and use the open string. But when things speed up, then it becomes a lot more complicated. So experiment with those fourth fingers. Yeah. Work things out for yourself. Learn to look for things that can make your life easier. Once you can do all of this, repeat it until you're relaxed. Total relaxation doesn't exist, but there's a lot of tension you are not going to need. In the beginning it seems like a lot of work, the amount of notes you have to look forward to, and that leads to tension. So repeat it until you're comfortable with it before you speed things up. Make sure your shoulders and your thumbs are as relaxed as possible. Yeah. Good luck. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.